Hello my friends and welcome back. Well, it's March 25th, 2023, and today we're going to be planting some corn. We're going to be planting out this 𝗣𝗿𝗏 golden bantam sweet corn. This is an heirloom varietal, gets about 5 feet tall. Now most corn varieties take about 3 months to maturity. So if we plant out today, we should have some harvestable corn by 4th of July for our barbecue. Sounds good? Now if you live in a colder climate, but you want to get some harvestable corn by 4th of July, you could start your seeds in a greenhouse or in a cold frame and transfer them out to the garden at a later date. So this garden patch over here is where we're going to be planting out our corn today. It gets full sun exposure. And as you can see, the wife and I already planted out some fava beans in rows. We're going to interplant the fava with the corn. We'll also do some pole beans a little later on. Fava bean is a nutritious and delicious edible crop, but it also has a side benefit of fixing nitrogen in the soil. Once they mature to the point where they begin to flower, you can go ahead and chop and drop that plant right to the floor of your garden bed, and the nitrogen root nodules that'll be surrounding the root mass will then fall off and help to feed all the plants growing in the bed. I'll pull one of these plants up here for you so we can take a look at those nitrogen root nodules. So those little white puffy balls, that's nitrogen. And right now, it's being utilized to feed this individual plant. But when we chop it off and we leave those roots in the soil, those nitrogen root nodules end up decomposing in the soil and again feeding the surrounding plants. It's a wonderful edible food crop, but we plant in abundance so that we can use it as both a food crop and a chop and drop crop. So to prepare this bed for planting, what I'm going to do is get in between these rows here with my hoe, work the soil up a bit, add in a bit of granular fertilizer, and then we'll get to planting. Now backyard corn growers who manually pull out any of the weeds in between your rows rather than using machinery can plant your rows a little bit closer than a commercial operation would. So we're going to aim for about 2-foot rows and plant our seeds about 9 inches apart. And it's best to plant a minimum of 4 rows rather than just 1 or 2 longer rows. This is going to help to increase pollination and give you a heavier harvest. Days like this, I'm thankful that we got ahead of the game and prepared this bed early on. Seeing as we had already worked this plot, there was hardly any weeds to contend with, and the soil was rather easy to break open. Now this would be a wonderful time to add in some granular fertilizer, which is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to be using this Dr. Earth Root Zone Organic Natural Starter Fertilizer. This not only has good nitrogen in there, but it also contains beneficial soil microbes plus mycorrhizae. Soil microbes are like the construction workers in your garden, helping to break down organic materials and improve soil tilth. Mycorrhizae is like the network of your garden. It creates hyphae strands that will connect to the roots of your plants and allow them a further reach to uptake water and nutrients. This 4-pound bag was the perfect amount to fertilize this bed. garden cultivator does an excellent job helping to break up some of the larger dirt clods and better prepare that soil for planting. See, I left myself a little bit of an aisle there right in the middle. That's going to help me to get in there and tend this plot throughout the growing season, pull out any weeds that pop up, and add in some other crops to interplant with the corn. Now I'm just planting one seed per spot, but if I get a little weird kernel like that, I'll throw 2 in there just as a backup. And if any of these end up not sprouting, well, I'll come back in about a couple weeks and I'll throw in a couple more seeds in those bare areas. Again, just going about 9 inches apart. And my rows are about 2 feet apart. I'll just go around and cover those up with some soil and check out. We still got a decent amount of corn seed left. Like I said, if I need to come back later and fill in any gaps, I've got seed to do that. And if you're interested in growing this amazing variety of corn in your garden, check down below. I'll leave a link where you can pick some up for yourself. And we're just going to push those seeds down into the soil. It only needs to be buried about 1 inch down. You don't want to go too deep or too shallow. What a wonderful way to spend an evening. Don't you agree? If so, be sure to smash that like button for me, y'all. Sure do appreciate it. And shoot me a comment. Let me know if you got anything planted out in your garden today. And what variety of corn do you plan on growing this year, if you're growing corn? We love hearing from you guys. And if you're new to the channel, I'd like to invite you to subscribe. New videos every week, sometimes every day, and I'm always giving you updates on all the different projects we got growing on around here. If you want to see the development of this patch and what we continue to do in this plot of garden, then make sure to tap that notification bell so you never miss a future update. and we're all planted out. My friends, there's something extra rewarding about direct seeding your crops and having success. I'd encourage you to try your hand at more direct seeding. It's really the closest to nature's way. And when you're planting those larger seeds, it's a lot easier to have success. You might want to bring the family, the kids out to the garden, get them involved. You'll be surprised watching that seed mature, turn into a full-grown plant where the family can then harvest that wonderfully fresh organic veg from the garden and enjoy at the dinner table.